So at first we used this as our base in order to connect the rubber bands to make our slingshot, but when trying to apply it to the piece of wood, we found that it was too unbalanced, and we weren't able to accurately predict the distances because every time we pulled back the rubber bands from this mechanism, it bent. We decided to change the base of our slingshot to a wooden stick that we carved from outside because it'll be more sturdy for our testing. So first we take a wooden base to form our projectile. This is our first step. We're going to take a wooden base and then attach a piece of a tree into it in the shape of a slingshot in order to make our catapult. And so what we did was we went outside, we found a good piece of a tree branch, we collected that, and then we super glued it onto this base piece of wood. And then after that, we put tape on the top in order to connect our rubber bands to it so that we can make our slingshot. And then we took another piece of tape right here, attached it to the rubber bands, and so that we were able to now bend it back at different distances in order to accurately predict the distance of our launch. I am currently cutting our piece of tree that we're going to be using in order to make the Y. So you cut that piece, and you're going to cut off that, put it down until you ultimately get your Y formation. So first I take a piece of tape, and what you're going to do first is fold it in half, and then you're going to need to make 2 incisions on the sides of the tape in order for the rubber bands to connect to both this piece of tape and to the piece of tree in order to form the catapult. I'm going to take the piece of tape and make 2 incisions in it. And now that there are 2 holes on each side, you can now attach the rubber bands and then attach it to the catapult. Alright, so now I have the rubber bands connected to the tape, and now I'm going to put it onto the catapult. And now I'm going to place tape over the rubber bands to make it sturdy. And this is our final result. We made an incision into the piece of wood, and we used a hot glue gun to place the tree branch in it. And then this is the taped rubber bands on, and now we're going to be able to successfully launch it. And so now we attached it to a big sturdy rock so that when we pull back and launch it, it'll be sturdy and the base won't move. And now we'll be able to do our test runs by marking each spot after pulling it back a certain distance and launching it to see where it lands for each different meter. Now we place the launcher on the floor, and we measured with increments of 1 meter. Each of these pieces of tape are 1 meter apart. So now we'll be able to measure the different distances.